Andrea mentioned in her introduction that I'm going to talk about how high can you bounce? Because I am of the opinion that no matter who you are, no matter what you do, challenges are inevitable. But I am convinced that defeat is optional. I wrote a book called How High Can You Bounce a few years ago. It did fairly well, my friends, until I was asked to speak at the National Skydiving Association. They didn't seem to like the word bounce very much. But I interviewed individuals and organizations that had experienced great success. And I asked them what was the attitude or the action that they used to reach that pinnacle of achievement. And you know what's fascinating, my friends? Almost everyone that I interviewed gave me exactly the same answer. And I interviewed a really diverse group of people. And here it was. It was the way that they thought. It was their mindset. They conveyed to me that the better that they would choose to think, the better results you get. See, in my life, people ask me this about tennis. They say, Roger, they say, my gosh, if you had normal hands and normal legs, think of how far your tennis career could have gone. And I always look at them and say, you know, I'd rather have one leg and an optimistic attitude than two legs and a pessimistic attitude. Because the truth is that all of us have to do the best with what we have to do the best with the gifts that we've been given. Haven't you noticed this in your life? If you look for something to be impossible, in other words, if that is your mindset, you're going to look for evidence to support that pessimistic view. If you believe that something is possible, something is attainable, again, you will look for evidence that will support that optimistic view. See, I'm reminded this every day by two members of our family. They are great examples of possibility thinking. It's our dogs. My wife and I adopted these dogs, and in the United States we call them rescue dogs, which means they are free. My friends, here's what I learned. There's nothing more expensive than a free dog. So every time the doorbell rings, our dog's on the job. The dogs run for the door and they wait till that door is open. Our dogs have lived in our home for a number of years, answered every door in the Crawford household, and the door has never been for the dogs. You know what that reminds me of? It's not our circumstances that define who we are. It's our choices. It's our choice of attitude. It's the greatest resource that we have. It's what enables us to transcend those inevitable challenges that we are going to face and then to find our unique potential.